Good midday and welcome in. So pleased to be with you on this Human Tuesday. My name's Mitch, Nelles, a.k.a. Thunder. Tommy Wirtz is in the building, and he is here, the one, the only person on earth who can hit a home run further than he can kick a football is George Springer. He is
Yes.
Mason Crosby. What up, Mace?
Oh, man, that was a wild one last night. Glad you brought that up. I mean, it looked like it was in the bag for those Seattle Mariners, and Springer just ended and broke their hearts. They were playing that clip on TV, and just like the sound, that energy in that moment is just something that will always be remembered. So those are awesome. Boys, I just got a good workout in. Went hit some golf balls. Feeling good. I don't know what to do. If you're on YouTube, I don't know what to do. Like, Tommy's face is pretty clean shaven.
It is pretty clean right now, isn't it?
It's very distracting. So ladies, get on to check him out.
Yes.
We got a fresh Tommy.
Yep.
Exactly.
Let's go.
I don't know why. It's just like,
why'd you go there?
It's just like always just the vibe that night. You're just like, you know
How
what?
you feeling?
I'm over it.
Such a vibes guy.
I'm over it. I don't want it. Let's show the fat face a little bit. So you're like, hey, get going on what you need to work on, you know? So that's where I go. I don't know why I did it, but I did it. I always hate it every time I do it, but I still do it probably a couple times a year.
Yeah, you never recognize yourself the first time you look in the mirror.
I look 16 now. Like now I
don't hate it. I don't hate it.
I look like a child when I do.
You know what else I don't hate?
Une balle au pieds à Springer. La balle est frappée sur la direction du champ gauche. Elle a piste d'avertissement. Circuit.
Nice.
George Springer.
I was like, wait, am I not understanding what he's saying? What's going on?
Am I having a stroke right now?
Yeah, seriously. I did not know what was happening.
This is the French call, the French-Canadian
beautiful.
call last night.
Yeah.
It got, like, Mason, you said it exactly at the open of the show. It got so loud in that stadium last night when he hit it. And, of course, it's going to. It's bottom of the seventh. They go from down 3-1 up 4-3. But, like, it was, I mean, it like, blow the roof off loud.
That was crazy. And I love what they're doing now, like these announcers, where they have a little – like reserve silence and just let that energy, and like, you know, they're going to fans and doing all that. Like, so I heard somebody saying, like, why is the announcer like missing this moment to say? I'm like, actually, that is amazing that they can just sit there and just in reverent silence and watch all the chaos ensue and then step into that space. Like, I think that's so much better. I love that they're doing more of that, where like the voice isn't the thing that you're hearing the crowd and that energy in that space. It's been really awesome. And I think they're doing it better and better in baseball more than any other sport.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Y Springer la prende. Vuela la pelota.
Yeah, the pelota.
Toma el pelota.
Wait for the bombasta. That's the best part.
Letting it breathe.
Qué clase de bombazo.
Bombazo.
8 costuras de aventura. Cortesía de George.
George Springer. So good.
Yeah, bombasta. I have no idea if I'm saying that correctly or not, but I think that should be in every single broadcast that happens in
That's
baseball.
just every time.
Bombasta was just awesome.
Yeah. You remember Brady Papingo, right?
Oh,
sure,
yeah.
Of course. Yeah.
So Brady Papinga spoke fluent Spanish, and he actually, after he stopped playing, he was doing Spanish-speaking broadcasts for football games. Yeah, he did one in Arizona one time. I remember.
That's so cool.
Yeah, I'm on the field warming up, and he comes over. I'm like, "What?" And he's like, "Hey,
what
do
are
you
you
mind doing
here?
this?" Yeah, ESPN,
Deportes.
Yep. And I was just like, "Do I have to speak Spanish or what?" I go for it, buddy. And he's translating. He's going back and forth. Like, it was pretty impressive. Like, he once serenaded Molly on a radio show that he had in Spanish as well. So
I love that. You remember Kevin Holden, who used to be a CBS 58 here, who now works down in Raleigh. He used to do the Brewers Telemundo Deportes games. Yes. They would do like 10 to 15 games a year. And he would joke with me. He's like, Mitch, my Spanish is a little rusty. Like, I'm fluent-ish. I'm not, but he was like definitely nervous. But I remember for a while he was doing it with a guy I worked with at ESPN Deportes named Andy Oliveras. And Andy Oliveras was like, Like he could have been national. Like he was awesome as a guy. And I think it's like, I remember when I was working across the street and we added ESPN Deportes station. And I was like, is there any way I could take a crash course in Spanish and get good enough to be on the air in Spanish?
You could go in.
No. Guess what? I learned after 20 minutes.
Was it Rosetta Stone? You could have done it.
I was going to do Rosetta Stone and Duolingo and the new one, all of them, all at once. And no,
all at once.
There was no way.
I did take 2 semesters in college. No big deal.
Oh, Lottie, look at the big brains on Tony.
No, honestly, taking 2 semesters of college Spanish, just realized how terrible as great example. How bad I am at English. How bad
me am at
terribly awfulish
me fail English. That's impossible.
That was perfect timing. That was great. I suck at English. So I could. It was just change the direct object pronoun. And I'm like, I have no idea what that means. I have no idea what that is. Right.
Oh my gosh, I remember that. It was they're trying to do all the it was hardest English class in the world taking Spanish.
Yes.
You're just
Mace, did you take
Spanish?
I
don't understand. I did 3 years in high school.
Okay.
And I only did 3 years because this is just how my brain works. I'm like, okay, they told me if you take 3 years in high school, you don't have to take any foreign language when I was going to University of Colorado. So I was like, well, I'm going to make it a lot harder here because I don't want to take it in college because I grew up in Texas and I barely I can't say much at all in Spanish. It's bad. And my
Mason.
My niece is fluent. She actually is living in Mexico right now as a nurse doing medical work. And she is, she's fluent and amazing. She's sign languages also.
Oh, wow.
Is that is there a talent to being able to absorb and learn?
It's a part of your brain.
I've heard that.
So it's not I just work hard and I can figure out all this stuff.
You can work
hard.
There's
this special thing.
Yeah.
I've heard once you learn 3, everything's easier after that.
Might be true.
Once you get to that third language, learning 4, 5, 6,
right.
it's
that's why Europeans
easy.
are so much better than us because they learn German, Spanish, and French as kids.
Well, yeah, they're the borders. Right. I mean, you go 20 miles and you're in another country.
Yeah, exactly.
Molly speaks Chinese.
Does she really? Full on?
This is a classic Molly. She wanted to be a lawyer. That was her goal. Out of high school, through high school,
Marquette
going
Law,
into college,
baby. Marquette Law.
So yeah, exactly, 1 semester. But she decided, and her where she worked in high school, the lawyer there said everything, business, all the stuff, everything's moving to China. China is going to be the next frontier. You're going to need. If you learn that culture and that language, you're going to have job openings for wherever you want. You can do whatever you want. So Molly never had any Chinese language, anything in that space, decides to take Chinese language and Chinese as her major in college.
Wow.
So she learned Chinese in college from those 4 years.
That's legit.
It was all native speakers, all native Chinese people in her major. Do you know if it was
Mandarin or Cantonese? Mandarin. Okay. So my stepbrother, an Army Ranger, also learned Mandarin Chinese. I think he learned it for Army reasons.
Army reasons.
Yes.
That felt weird. Was that when he was overseas to speak to?
I think if there needed to be an interrogation or some listening in on conversation.
I was thinking
I was in the same boat as you, man.
I was thinking time off. Yeah.
No.
I was in the same
boat. Find himself a bride.
But I think he, special force type stuff.
Oh yeah.
He didn't. I don't even know if he took it in college, maybe a little bit, but right after college, I remember he was in a crash course where they basically for 6 months, he wasn't allowed to speak English.
Special forces. Yeah. I mean, learning Arabic and all that. Yep. Yeah. It's awesome. I mean, that's not any space I ever wanted to step into. So
now we were just talking about that with McD about how we were not military people, but obviously we honor those and think very highly of it. It's that's another special gene you have, I think, sometimes to be able to put yourself in harm's way the way that thousands, tens of thousands do to protect our freedoms every day, which is amazing.
That's another mindset.
I have a segue into this. Now, if you are not able to learn the language, even though you took 3 years in high school, 2 semesters in college,
are you Mike McDaniel?
Are you a failure? because that is where I want to go with this. Now, I think we should switch this up, right? Yep. Okay, so yesterday, the Mariners, they blow the game.
Yep.
The Toronto was actually down 2-0 to start. They lost both games at home in the
Seattle
series,
won,
right?
Seattle won 2 in Toronto. Yep.
And after the game was over, Cal Raleigh was asked how he would reflect on the season, and he used that key buzzword of failure that we are talking about. And I wanted to hear your guys' reaction. And we know a guy who used this in some lexicon as well.
That's going to take some time to digest this one, but when you look back at the season as a whole, what are your thoughts on just what this team was able to accomplish to get to this point?
I'm super proud of these guys. It was a great team effort. Love every guy in this room, but ultimately it's not what we wanted, and it's I hate to use the word failure, but it's a failure, and that's what we expected, was to get to the World Series, win a World Series, and that's what the bar is and the standard is, and that's what we want to hold ourselves accountable to. But it hurts, but I don't want that to take away from, like I said, I'm proud of the guys in this room. I thought we fought all the way to the end. Like I said, it was a great group of guys, and I love every single one of them.
So when I got that quote, when I saw that, I couldn't help but think of our guy Giannis Antetokounmpo a couple of years ago when he had his quote when asked if his season was a failure.
I just asked Bud the exact same question, but I'm curious for you. Do you view this season as a failure?
Oh, my God. Okay, because I'm not that up. You asked me the same question last year, Eric. Okay, do you get the promotion every year on your job? No, right? So every year you work is a failure. Yes or no? No. Every year you work towards something, towards a goal, right? Which is to get a promotion, to be able to take care of your family, to be able, provide the house for them or take care of your parents. You work towards a goal. It's not a failure. It's steps to success. And if you've never, I don't want to make it personal. So there's always steps.
Don't want to make it personal.
It's because
Michael Jordan played 15 years, won 6 championships. The other 9 years was a failure. That's what you're telling me. I'm asking you a question. Yes or no?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay, exactly. So why are you asking that question?
Giannis, you're wrong.
It's a wrong question. There's no failure in sports. There's good days, bad days. Some days you are able to be successful.
I totally agree.
We can go from there.
He said there are expectations every year. If your expectation for the season is to make the playoffs, and you make the playoffs and then lose, that's not a failure. If your expectation is to make the Eastern Conference Finals or the finals, and you get destroyed in the first round, that is a failure. That is a failure to achieve the goals that you set out for. Not what the media set out for yourself.
You are not a failure. You failed to achieve the goals that were set in front of you.
Yes.
So I do think there is a difference there. Like with the Mariners, right? The Mariners were projected to win 86 games. They won 90 in the regular season. So the regular season wasn't a failure. That was a huge success, right?
But
So then now they had new goals. Mm-hmm. Yes, now at this point they wanted to win the World Series. Yep. So yes, they failed to achieve that goal. I don't love the word failure either in sports.
Yeah.
Especially you're only a failure, and I've said this before. You only fail when you stop trying, when you stop chasing after that. Yeah. So yes, you failed to achieve your goals. You failed to accomplish the things you wanted to do, but you're only a failure if you say, all right, because of that, I am going to stop trying. That's how I view failure. So I'd love to hear. Yeah, Mitch, go with your thought on it.
I hate that answer by Giannis, and I hate that he picked on Eric's name. Like, if you don't get a promotion, no, not every. Listen, I'm not trying to get a promotion every year. There are years I want a promotion. There are years I want a raise. I want to take care of my family. And some years that's the goal. And if I don't get to that goal, is that specific year a failure, or is that specific situation a failure? Yes. It doesn't mean I'm a failure. Like Giannis, it doesn't mean Mason, I think you made a great point there. It doesn't mean, Giannis, you're a failure. Cal Raleigh did not fail this year. Dude hit 65 total home runs. But up 3-1 in the 7th inning of Game 7, you start thinking we're going to win this game and we're going to the World Series. And you still need to finish it off, but you failed in that endeavor. You didn't fail. You're not a failure, but you can, like, listen, if you want to say that game was a failure, and if Cal wants to say the season was a failure because at some point we readjusted our goals and we thought we could make the World Series and we didn't, he can say the season was a failure. But he's not, and I don't think any of it. Listen, Bizzardo comes in, and that first pitch to Springer's a 3-on homer. Was that pitch a failure? Yes. Is Bizzardo a failure? I don't think so. Like, I hope we've seen it in sports, like how that mentally affects guys. I hope Bizzardo's okay. Like, I hope
it is a mindset,
okay.
though. Like you just hit on it right there. The mindset. Like if he leans in on that one pitch and then looks at that like so closely, and then it's like all you focus on is that moment that you failed or you fell short, then you will move, like you're taking steps towards failing and being a failure.
Mason,
because you at some point that will erode you and eat you up.
In 1986, Donnie Moore was the closer for the Angels. And in Game 5 of the ALCS, the Angels were up, and Dave Henderson for the Red Sox hit a home run. I think it was the top of the 9th to win the game.
I love
Henderson. Donnie Moore ended up unaliving himself. Not right away, but he never got over it.
Him up,
and it ate him up. And a few years later, and like, listen, we wish that on no one. We wish no one gets to that situation. But I think there's a big difference between, like, I wish Eric had asked, was the season a failure, but did you guys fail in achieving your ultimate goals for the season? Because I think Giannis then would have had a very different answer. And wouldn't have picked on Eric. He would have said, yes.
I think it's and that's why words are so important, right?
Yeah.
Because if you just say, like, is this a failure?
Or are you
a failure because you didn't win it? It's like,
I don't like,
like, I'm going to get back up tomorrow and I'm going to go back to work and do my job.
Was your 2014 season a failure?
Not at all. No. Was the
NFC Championship game?
Yes, we failed in that game. Yes, we fell so short in that game.
Yes.
And honestly, I'd say we got hit in the mouth, but that's not even the case. We just shot ourselves in the foot. And then you eased up so many mistakes that we failed to finish that game off.
So
for sure.
Here's something that I'm taking away from your guys' conversation
I love this conversation.
Is that you can fail and not be a failure.
Exactly.
The season is not a failure, but you did fail that season.
Right.
Like that gets
Christian
into
Yelich. Ask Christian Yelich.
Right.
Was this season a failure for Christian Yelich? He absolutely should say no. I hit 29 home runs. We won 97 games. We got the number 1 seed. Yep. Did they fail to achieve their goals in the NLCS? Absolutely, they did.
I agree with that.
But then at what point can you look back at time and call things failures? Because in Giannis's quote, he talks about it being steps to success. Well, what if the Mariners go on another 20-year playoff drought, right? What if
if the Bucks lose in the first round the next 2 years, even after he's asked that?
Then
you didn't build anything.
Can you look back at moments and call them failures if you do not achieve anything further, Mason?
I think you could look at like a failed career. Like if you look at a number 1 draft pick, like, is that a failure if they play 3 years in the NFL or whatever prospective sport that they're in, and then they don't have success past a certain point? Mm-hmm. Yeah, you might look at that as like that was a failed career because there was, I think, expectations obviously determine the fail and the failure rates as well. That's just like me too. Like regrets, like I don't love the word regret either. Like I had a lot of opportunities that I've missed and I've had to pivot. Sure. But like I went after those opportunities. I think it's a mindset, right? It's like if I feel like the only regrets I will ever have is if I didn't try to go and chase after the things that were put in front of me, right? So I think that's where regret lies and all that. And that's where failure lies too. Whenever you back away from a moment because you are worried or scared or anxious about it. So I think failure lives more in a mindset sometimes too.
I like that.
Like as well
Like
as
Giannis,
obviously in the performance space.
Yeah.
But his mindset, like Giannis will never be a failure in his mind.
Right.
He's won a champion. He's done amazing things. He is continually to chase after those moments. And as long as he's doing that, he is never going to be a failure in his mind or shouldn't be a failure in the minds of others as far as who he is and what he's about.
Yeah.
Yes, you can fail in sport, but he is not a failure as an athlete and as a person.
You can quote Mason Crosby on that. That is great stuff. I love where we started this conversation. I love where we started the show. We are the Mason Crosby Show, presented by Verizon, the official 5G network of the Green Bay Packers. 414-677-1250. 414-677-1250 is the Nicolay law talking text line. Is the season a failure for the Mariners? Was the season a failure for the Brewers? Did Giannis fail in 23 and in 24 and in 25 as the Bucks did not achieve what they wanted to in the playoffs? Does it mean individually, does someone fail? Does a team fail together? Or is it a moment that you momentarily, like in 2014, was the Packers season a failure, or was the NFC Championship game a failure? Or was it the moment that the Packers failed in that moment?
We're getting
overall,
deep.
yeah, we are getting deep here.
It is
I love
not even 12:25.
Not where I saw this show going
No, I love it.
It was
from the
great.
start, but I love it.
I absolutely love it.
Let's keep it rolling.
So let's talk. We're going to keep this conversation rolling. We're also going to morph into the conversation about Seattle versus Milwaukee / Wisconsin as sports markets and the success we've seen from these markets or lack thereof over the past couple years, over the past 15, 20 years, and in their entirety. Also realizing that Milwaukee did steal Seattle's original baseball team from them. So we got that going on. We're going to talk about the Packers matchup against how we feel they match up in the NFC. They're now the number 1 seed, but we saw 2 high seeds go at it last night, the Lions and the Buccaneers. We'll talk about that. There are 2 NBA games tonight. We will look ahead to the World Series a little bit. We got Ryan Wood at 1 o'clock, and we got to review all of our picks. We got so much going on the Mason Crosby Show. You know what, Sparky? You can start at 3 today. We're going to 3. Let's
keep it rolling.
Just kidding. Everybody relax. Before 414-677-1250, we would love to hear your thoughts on that concept of failure. Between personal failure, between team failure, between failure in the moment versus overall failure. He's Mason Crosby. He's Tommy Wirtz. I'm Mitch Nelles. We're the Mason Crosby Show, presented by Verizon, the official 5G network of the Green Bay Packers.
1-0 pitch. Swing and a fly ball. Left field and deep. Rosarena turns. Gone! A Springer dinger. 4-3 Blue Jays in the bottom of the 7th. One
A
knee.
Springer dinger. Mason Crosby.
That's a good line. Yeah, and we just saw on the Nicolay Law Fan Talking text line last night at Lumen Field as the Seahawks were playing, when Springer hit his home run in Toronto, the volume change was very noticeable at the Seahawks game.
Had to have been,
so,
right?
they got juiced at the Seahawks game just hearing about that home run.
It just took all the air out
Sorry,
of that
not
stadium.
juiced.
Right,
It sucked the air out.
Yeah,
Sorry.
sucked the air out. Yeah. This is the Mason Crosby Show. We are presented by Verizon, the official 5G network of the Green Bay Packers. We are also live right now in the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network studios, powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook. And we want to give a shout out to all our new affiliates, WNFL in Green Bay, the game in Wausau, the game in Duluth Superior, and the Fan in Milwaukee. It is great to be with all of you. Remember, you can text in or call into the show. 414-677-1250 is the Nicolay Law talk and text line. 414-677-1250, talking about the concept of failure in sports as the Seattle Mariners led 3-1, bottom of the 7th. George Springer succeeds, not fails, succeeds in hitting a 3-run home. He was very successful. Got to put that jacket on that they put on after all their homers. And now the Toronto Blue Jays will move on to the World Series to face the hated, except by Tommy Wirtz, LA Dodgers.
Whoa.
Oh, you don't love the Dodgers anymore?
Yeah, now who are you rooting
now
for?
you hate them because now we're all Canada.
That's
right.
Yeah.
Our home and
I'm all in
native
on
land.
that. Yeah, absolutely. I'm in on Canada winning this one. Dalton Varsho, UW Milwaukee, man. I mean, come on, like
There we go.
you would have to be an idiot to
Was
think
his
that
dad
a team
Gary?
in Canada doesn't have people that aren't Canadian on the team, Mitch. I mean, come on. We've never had that conversation.
Unbelievable.
All right, where are we heading in this segment? I mean, we got a little off track on that first segment. We going Packers, or are we staying on this?
No,
this
we're
idea
gonna
of
go
failure?
Packers, but
right.
we're gonna keep that question out there.
Yeah.
If people want to chime in on X, on Twitter, on the YouTube channel, which is at WI Sports Radio.
There it is.
Right?
Nice.
Did I get that right,
Good work.
Tommy?
Got it.
WI Sports Radio.
Yep.
Or if they want to call into the show, 414-677-1250, about that concept of failure. But we did have, I actually like that I hate 2 games on Monday night. I'm on the record. I hate it.
Yeah.
But I like that Detroit and Tampa started at 6. So at least I could, and I did the YouTube TV side by side.
Nice.
I don't know, so I had both games going.
Little multi-view.
Is this Detroit Lions team different than the Packers saw in week 1? And do they strike fear into your heart, Mason Crosby?
Yeah, so I've been thinking about that a little bit, and I kind of said it after they lost to the Packers, then they got home and threw up 52 on the Bears. And I think it makes the point that the Packers have to win this division, have to get home field advantage, because the Detroit Lions at home are a different animal than they are on the road.
And don't give me this Washington Commanders BS about last year. 97 Lions were hurt in that game. Okay?
That was a
not
tough,
right.
And Commanders caught fire. They were they were that.
But
team
you can't
that was
count
rolling.
on that.
No, but I think this Lions team, if they can stay healthy down the stretch, Packers need to win this division. They have to play well down the stretch. They need to have home field. That is the biggest advantage that they can take here. If they have to go into Detroit to try to achieve all their goals, failure is on the table at that point. And that's a question. If we want to keep that going too, what I was thinking is what would failure look like at this point? We know what the Packers are, what their record is. So we have a little bit of data to go with. What would failure look like for this Packers team?
Ooh, that's a good one.
At the end of the season. Is it still in our minds? Are we still Super Bowl or bust? If they don't win the Super Bowl or at least get there, is that a failed season?
Are you Super Bowl or bust?
I mean, the mindset was always in Green Bay, if you don't go and win a Super Bowl, you have not achieved your goals for the season. That it's just like what Giannis said, you're always pushing to go win a championship. You can look at little things that you did well, like a personal, like for me, it was like, okay, did I have a good year field goal wise? Did I help this team, have success? Do those things, but those are feel good things. If you don't win a championship, only one team doesn't like fail for their goal of winning a championship at the end of the year. So yeah, I think it is ultimately a failed moment to capture and go get a Super Bowl. But
all right, so
I think this team, if they don't win the division,
all right,
then I think they failed the regular season.
Okay, I was gonna say let's start going layer by layer.
Yeah,
and decide
there
whether,
are layers too.
Right, absolutely there are. This is the Mason Crosby Show. We are on the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network. 414-677-1250. What to you would be a failure for the Green Bay Packers this season? All right, so if they do not make the playoffs, I think we can all agree that is a failure to goal. Right?
Yes, and I think there'd be some shakeup at this point if they didn't make the playoffs. I think there would be some real consideration on like the direction of this organization. Right?
Is there a scenario where they don't win their division, but finish but make the playoffs? So that means they are either the 5th, 6th, or 7th seed.
Yeah.
Is there a scenario there where they are a wild card team, 5th, 6th, or 7th seed, where you would consider it not a failure, or are you then?
Say underachievement in the regular season. I think they underachieved, like where they're sitting now, and like what their goals are, and like how this team is built.
Mm-hmm. They
would underachieve, a little bit in their minds and in the minds of like the media space and fans. Yeah, playoffs are great, and that's the goal. You want to get in, but I think it would be an underachievement after the fact. Like you get in the playoffs and you're like, all right, we're rolling. This is the next season. But you would look back and say, well, we underachieved in the regular season.
So the next one is they finish second in the division. They finish 5th, 6th, or 7th and lose their first game. Versus if they you could finish 5th, 6th, or 7th and make the Super Bowl. Yeah. And all of a sudden it's a successful season.
Yeah, exactly.
Or you could finish on the final week of the year. You could be tied with the Lions and you lose and they win or whatever. You end up finishing 5th instead of 1st, and then you lose in that 5-4 matchup, and then all of a sudden the whole season gets flipped on its head. That's why we said there's so many layers. All right, so if they finish 5th, 6th, or 7th and then lose immediately in the playoffs, how do you view that?
I mean, I would look at that as. Yeah, I mean, that's a huge underachievement. I look back, think about, this is always an interesting one, 2010, 2011 teams, right?
Yeah.
In Green Bay. So 2010, had we gone and gotten into the playoffs and lost,
right,
you would have been like, okay, we're building
3
something.
Road games. I mean,
I think people would have just been like, all right, this team they're special. They made a good run.
Mm-hmm.
Like there would have been, I hate moral victory, but there would have been some positive.
Yes.
And then you fast forward, we win the Super Bowl. Then you go 2011, you go 15-1.
Right.
Everything is expected, everything ahead of you to go and win a Super Bowl because that team was so good. And then you fall short in the divisional round. Like that to me, and that's another, right? Expectations also change the level of failure.
Absolutely.
And that so that's probably to the Giannis question. Is like there are high expectations on Giannis from himself, from the media, from everybody. So those expectations also change what that level of failure is, right? So, so I think that's always really important to look at as well. But just looking at like that game last night, not scared of the Bucs right now.
Not right now.
That.
Mike Evans out.
With Mike Evans out.
Probably for the year.
Yeah, exactly. Broken collarbone.
They might. I could see them as a team that makes a move for a wide receiver at this point, because
they could go make
because
something.
they think they're good, and you guys think they're good. I'm not as sold on them, but I think that's not true. I think they're a good team. I don't know if they're a great team, but I think they're a good team. But if they have, if Goodwin's out, if the rookie, what's his name, and Bouquet, if he's banged up and and Evans is out now, like that looks to me like the type of team that would make a move for a wide receiver to try to improve things pretty quickly.
Baker missed some throws last night. You know, and I know Tommy and I big Baker fans, but I didn't see it happening last night. That's why I went with the Lions.
Is that a Detroit thing?
I mean, that throw in the end zone that he overthrew, I mean, And Bouquet was so wide open.
Yeah.
Like it was just like, I think it surprised him. It was kind of like that Jordan Love throw, right? Where he didn't expect that safety to come down and cover underneath. And as soon as he saw him open, he rushed the throw and he missed him by 4 yards.
So
and he was wide open.
Yeah, Mason, back to the Packers point. So not scared of Tampa right now. And I wouldn't say I wouldn't say the way you communicated is that you're scared of Detroit.
No.
You would just rather play them at home than in Detroit if that's how the playoffs matched up, right?
Yeah, those guys inside, I think Goff indoors, the skill guys they have on that turf, that fast field. I mean, you saw Gibbs, his speed.
Yeah, special.
And I think
Tommy loves Gibbs.
It's different there in Detroit. So
yeah, he's special.
You just got to keep them out of their home field. And I think the Packers, everything's right in front of them. So that's why NFL, especially different than maybe Major League Baseball in a sense. Yeah, you want to win all the games, but in the NFL, like regular season, like you have to get it done because it's proving that home field is a huge advantage for a lot of these teams right now.
Absolutely.
It is hard to go on the road and win against these teams.
Tony's in Texas. Tony, you are on the Nicolay Fan Talking text line on the Mason Crosby Show. What's up, Tony?
Hey, Mitch. I think Mason's making some great points. Before I dive into the Packers, I got to say this about he knows his stuff. I got to say something about the Badgers. It's unbelievable. They've torn down 30 years of good, solid football in 3 years. I don't blame Luke Fickell. You could put Dale Earnhardt in Tommy's 2005 Nissan. He's not going to win the Daytona 500. You got to be able to recruit. And I don't know what type of money the university is putting into the football program. My guess is I bet you Mason's Pee Wee team might be getting more money than what's going on at the UW football program, because I don't know what's going on with this. This is crazy. How bad they're a MAC team right now, Mitch. They're literally a MAC team. They're playing like the Toledo team or something.
Mace, he's not wrong.
Tony, man, I hope Tommy's going to save that quote because that's going to be used so many times on our show. I totally agree with you. I mean, I don't totally agree with you. I think Fickell has a piece in this.
He's got a piece.
Oh, for sure.
But yes, they are letting that, not just Fickell or they're letting the university, the fan base, everyone down by how they deal with NIL.
That is a failure. They are failure.
That is a failure.
Yes. Failure.
Wisconsin Badgers football program is a failure right now. Yes.
Okay, Mason, my Packer point. I think you're making an excellent talking about the home field advantage. I've seen the Packers have great teams at home and great teams on the road. In your opinion, what makes a great road team? Because I don't think this team's a good road team. I've gone to Dallas this year, went to the Arizona game, and for some reason, the special teams, the offense, the defense, they're not all on the same page, or just I don't know, flux stuff. Just not really on the same page, and doesn't seem like Matt's got everything going in the same. I don't know what's going on there, man. It's just not flowing right.
Well, let me just say, it's so hard to win on the road. Aaron, every year we were together there in Green Bay, he was like, if you can go 12-4, win all your home games and split your road games, that is an awesome season. Your expectation is to go hopefully 50% on the road is not a bad deal as long as you take care of your job at home. So going on the road in the NFL and all of sports is really difficult. They make it tough, even though the Packers fans travel well. It is tough, but I think this Packers team, more so than a lot of teams in the past, if they can get a home field advantage, the way they can run the football, what they try to do on offense, short game stuff, and just plod along, and then what that defense is doing. This team is built to be get out in front, stay be a home team in the playoffs. If they get that, just watch out. This team does have that chance to get it done. Mason, I just think going on the road is going to be really tough for them in the playoffs, especially against teams like Detroit.
Yeah, my last point is, I forget they're the youngest team in the league. Don't want to make that as a cop out. I agree. It's not a cop. I do too. But the schedule's going to get a lot tougher. They've been favored in every game this year, guys, including the one coming up against Aaron's Steelers. I don't know why they're favored in that game too. So there's something going on the road. I don't know what it is. They just got to get focused and just go 500 on the road. I agree, Mason. Go 500 on the road, win every home game. Then, you'll be playing in Lambeau in January.
Yeah. Road wins. It doesn't matter if it's ugly. Just however you get it done. And I think they're favored because this Packers team is a better all-around team than the Steelers.
Yes, they are.
But Aaron, I think if it's close, it's just because of Aaron Rodgers and the magic that he can make happen.
And
there.
Pittsburgh, it's hard to play in Pittsburgh. It's a night game,
But they got steamrolled by the Seahawks at home. So I think this Packers team has a real opportunity, but they can't keep it close.
Right.
Don't keep it close with Aaron Rodgers.
Thanks for the call, Tony.
In Pittsburgh.
All right, Tony drops off, and we will have lots of time to preview. I want more. I want Aaron Rodgers every day. Like I know that Matt LaFleur is like, oh, well, he's just the quarterback, and we're playing this. I want Aaron Rodgers content every day this week. Like we need more. Yeah, the downplay there was interesting.
Yeah, I mean, it's like Aaron Rodgers was the reason that the start of your career as a head coach was really successful as well.
It's the reason this is a Sunday night game. He's Mason Crosby. I'm Mitch Nelles. Tommy Orts is here as well. We've got plenty to get to. Ryan Wood will join us at the top of the 1 o'clock hour. This is the Mason Crosby Show, presented by Verizon, the official 5G network of the Green Bay Packers. This is the Mason Crosby Show, presented by Verizon, the official 5G network of the Green Bay Packers and of the Thunder household. I'm Mitch Nelles, a.k.a. Thunder. He is the one, the only, the second longest kick in Green Bay Packers history, Mason Crosby.
Yeah,
how's the follow-up from that, bro?
That was one of my biggest posts I've ever done in my life.
It was.
Yeah.
People were into it. What were some of the
minus like my retirement? Everyone was, excited to celebrate my retirement, and then they were excited to celebrate me losing a record. So I guess if I want to look at it that way, I would look at it. That would be a failure in life. But I look at it as a success,
absolutely not,
because I was there.
Yes.
Because I did it. But yeah, I think I have almost 500,000 views on that thing. Like
humble brag.
Yeah,
right?
It was wild. I wish I had more energy to do more content. I mean, that didn't take a lot of energy, but I think it's just bandwidth. It's just like, all right, I just got to throw content out there.
Any funny comments or anything that
a lot of people willing to take the ball off my hands, if I don't want it. So a lot of good lines, a lot of fun things.
Should we auction it off for charity right now?
Everybody. I do think I'm going to hold on to it. It's still a special ball to me. But I was thinking about some giveaways that, I might do some stuff on that.
I like that.
Like find some memorabilia. Molly would love that because I got a lot of random stuff laying around. But
raise some money for Karen Crosby's foundation, the foundation and stuff.
Karen Crosby.
Did you see Max Crosby in Dallas? I guess calling the Raiders and inquiring about Max Crosby.
No,
did you see that? Yeah,
the Cowboys
about that.
Really, the Cowboys are asking about Max Crosby.
Yeah.
What if they trade Green Bay's first round pick?
That's what I mean. That's what I'm saying.
They have it.
That would be something.
That actually would be like fairly masterclass by Jerry Jones if he ends up trading, somehow works a deal to trade that first round pick he got to get Max Crosby.
You don't like it, Tommy?
I think Micah Parsons is better than Max Crosby.
I agree, but
right? But
still,
Max is still really good.
Still a really good.
Well, if you're trying to get an edge rusher,
deal.
why not just keep the one that's good on your team already? I don't think it's masterclass if he doesn't give up a first round pick and gets Max Crosby, sure, then it's masterclass. But if he gives up the pick that he acquired to get Micah Parsons off his team to bring in a less talented, older pass rusher, that's not a masterclass.
I think that's
a failure. That is a failure.
That's a failure. I think it would be a positive move then, maybe not a masterclass, but I feel like it would be a move that would really this Dallas Cowboys team that can score points.
Yes, they can.
Like none other.
Yes, they can.
To shore up that defense. I think it would be a wise move if the Raiders were willing to part ways with him.
Yeah, that would absolutely be that would be wild. This is the Mason Crosby Show. Ryan Wood from the Green Bay Press Gazette is going to join us at the top of the 1 o'clock hour to talk Packers. And we're off and running, baby.
I drive an 07 Commander, by the way.
Relax.
That was so good. We got to have that
Tony nailed
audio
it
forever. Yep.
He's Mason Crosby. He's Tommy Wirtz. I'm Mitch Nelles, a.k.a. Thunder. This is the Mason Crosby Show presented by Verizon. We are the Mason Crosby Show, second hour of the show. Welcome in. My name is Mitch Nelles. He's Mason Crosby. Tommy Wirtz is here as well. We're presented by Verizon, the official 5G network of the Green Bay Packers. The Nicolay Law Talking Text line, 414-677-1250. What would make this season a failure for our Green Bay Packers? Hopefully we don't have to get there. Ryan Wood shared an article from Pete Doherty. For all the deserved criticism Matt LaFleur took for clock and game mismanagement in the Packers' tie at Dallas, he equally deserves credit for game management that helped his team beat the Cardinals. I think Matt LaFleur also got some criticism for some of the clock and timeout management in that game against the Cardinals as well. Joining us now to discuss that and all things Green Bay Packers, he is the one, he is the only Ryan Wood. Good afternoon, Ryan.
You know what? That's actually not true. There is a Ryan Wood in Dallas that gets Packers
There's a whole bunch of Ryan. I was going to say
all the time. And I hear from maybe once a year, like, "Hey, not me."
I worked with a Ryan Wood once, and it was not you. So yeah, it's true. He's one of the
what's
very
the
many.
T? What's
very
the
many.
T stand for, Ryan? RT Wood. What's the T?
Thomas. It's a family name.
The one and only Ryan Thomas Wood.
Yeah,
there it is, right here.
Yeah.
Nice. We're back.
Nice. How you doing, sir?
I'm doing great. Phoenix was a blast. Can I ask you guys a question? So I'm just curious about something. Your phone calls that you get in on the negative to positive scale. What's the temperature that you're seeing with Packers fans right now?
Oh, good question, Mace.
Yeah, that is interesting. I think there's just still a little, maybe I think it's right in the middle, like some uncertainty on like exactly what this team's going to be. But I don't know. Tommy's making a face. You don't agree?
I feel like this is the most negative number one seed in the NFC of all time. Not even
maybe that's where
time.
Maybe I don't see it as negative. I just see uncertainty as like waiting for this team to prove and show what they actually are. So maybe it is a little more negative. But yeah, what are you feeling, Ryan?
Well, okay, so here's why I asked, because my most direct link to the fan base, which is something that for all of us in this business is invaluable. But my most direct link is Twitter, which is not exactly society's bastion of positivity.
Bastion of negativity, exactly.
Right. So all I see is negative, and I just feel like two things can be true at the same time. It is true that the Packers from here in the next 10, 11 weeks to the end of the season need to get better. They need to be more cohesive offensively. They need to shut down some leaks defensively. The special teams has obviously been better. That needs to continue. They need to get better. I don't think any of us are blind to that. I also feel like it swung so much to that direction that you might be shocked if you look up and at 4-1-1, the Packers are not just the one seed right now in the NFC. They're one of only two teams in the NFL with one loss. The other, the Colts, who are stopping everybody in the AFC. Like, I think this team deserves a modicum of credit for, as they figure things out, they are winning football games. And that was a tough win in Phoenix. Like, everything that could go wrong, starting with a 5-hour plane delay, which is not nothing. Everything that could go wrong went wrong. They didn't lead until inside the 2-minute warning, and they still left the desert with the victory. That's what good teams do. When adversity hits, you still find a way to win. We said a month ago, right, after Cleveland, this is a team that needs to still figure out ways to win. They've shown that they can do that. I think they can be a much worse spot than they are right now.
Yeah. So Ryan, are you saying like fan base, especially Twitter fan base? So like, I do think that might be two separate things at times. Right. Like you said, two things can be true. Twitter fan base, normal, real fan base, like appreciate wins. A road win's a road win. Like a win in the NFL, regardless of what it looks like, is a win. Like each game, each week, it's its own little mini season because these other teams are pros too. They're game planning. They're looking how to shut certain things down. And then I said it all last week. I'm like, weird things happen when you go to the desert. You know, it's like I think in sports and in life. So weird things happen when you go to the desert. Weird thing happened on the travel out there. It wasn't the most beautiful game, but they found a way to win. And I think there needs to be some appreciation for the fact that they've built a really good football team. There's a lot of talent on that field, and the fact that they can play some sloppy games or games that just aren't perfect at times and still find ways to win, it's really, really good. And that Dallas Cowboy tie is actually looking okay with how the Cowboys score points. I mean, to be able to just go down there and especially in Dallas, they're scoring points at a high clip right now. Mm-hmm. So I think we can look at this season right now as a very, very positive thing. If you are to jump onto the Twitter fan side, and Tucker Kraft had some comments, and you talked about the cohesiveness of that offense. What did you see there in Arizona offensively that just it looked like they weren't on the same page? Some guys maybe ran some wrong routes, ran into each other. There were a few things that kind of went a little weird. Just talk about that offense out there in Arizona.
I think more than anything, it looks to me like not a full offense, and it's not a full offense. Now that's not an excuse. You still have to figure it out because that's the league. The league is not having your full pieces available every single week. Injuries are everywhere. You still have to figure it out, which they did. But also, when you don't have Jaden Reed, Christian Watson, and you're trying to hold Josh Jacobs to 20 to 25 snaps, so you don't really have a full run game, you're not going to go on the road and put up 30 plus. Like that's not the expectation. The expectation is you make winning plays in critical moments and you figure out a way to get the W, which is what they did, obviously, on that 4th and 2. I think that offensively, and it seems like it's been this way for a few weeks now. I get that they're egalitarian in their passing game. I get that they like to spread it out to everybody. Jordan Love, very different than Aaron Rodgers. Jordan Love just runs the offense almost robotically, right? It is what is on paper, what is the defense.
Too robotically? Robotically?
I think that they're at a point now where this core's been together 2 to 3 years. They've developed, and no one develops at the same rate. Everyone's individualistic in their development, and it's been enough time where you can look up and, okay, Tucker Kraft got 10 targets. That should be a norm, right? That shouldn't be a rare thing. He needs to get about 8 to 10 targets every week. Matthew Golden gets 3 targets on the opening drive. One of those, he catches all 3. One of those is to convert a 4th down. One target the rest of the game.
Yeah, that was
Romeo Doubs has 8 targets. Romeo Doubs is a reliable, solid pro. He should have a role in this passing game, in this offense. He showed that right before halftime, right? Who was reliable, made the play to get him in the field goal range? It was Romeo Doubs. Is 8 targets the right number for him? Like, at some point, I feel like even if you want to spread the love and take what the defense is giving you, you have to also prioritize where your matchups are. Where are your best playmakers, and really emphasize getting the football to them. They don't seem to do that. I just think the time is now where you have to start prioritizing who are the guys that have that extra burst, that explosiveness, that pop that can give you more explosive plays.
Yeah. You know how I feel. I feel like there should always be, it's a 1A, 1B, 1C type of situation, right? Where it's like, let's force it to somebody in until they stop it. And then we kind of pivot off of that. That's my mindset. Obviously, LaFleur is more of a, let's just take what they give us. Let's try to chess match scheme around all of those things. But I'm looking at this too. If you look at the Packers schedule and where they're at, if they hold it, if they score 24 points or more, they would be 5-1 right now in that situation. If you just said, all right, Packers scored 24 points in every game, the only loss they would have lost to the Cowboys, right? So this team only has to score but they have to score 24 points, and they are going to win they probably win 14 games this year if they score 24 points or more in every game. This defense is legit. They are disruptive, crazy. I saw Micah Parsons' numbers, 93.3 PFF grade, best in the NFL. His pressure rate's the best in the NFL. I mean, do you think Micah Parsons is playing at a level where he's one of the top considerations for Defensive Player of the Year at this moment? And do you think that he has the ability to continue that and actually win that award here for this Green Bay Packers?
And I think he has to be in the conversation based merely on the presence he's had on this defense. I mean, it's been a game changer, and that goes outside the production. Whether he wins it or not, might depend on how many opponents follow the asinine idea that Jonathan Gannon had to block him one-on-one continuously for 4 quarters. That was the most inexplicable thing that happened Sunday was, and I get the Detroit Lions did this too with Penei Sewell. They went into the opener and they wanted to block Micah Parsons one-on-one with Penei Sewell. And then Micah Parsons does what he does one-on-one to any tackle. He beat Penei Sewell. And then they adjusted full slides, chips. They didn't leave Penei Sewell for the rest of the game one-on-one. I get going into a game, they got Paris Johnson Jr., they got Jonah Williams, a pair of top half of the first round tackles. Going into that game saying, okay, we got guys. Let's see how this goes. But when it goes the way it did, when Micah Parsons right off the bat on a 3rd and goal gets a sack and forces a field goal, when it's clear that you cannot block this guy one-on-one, how do you never adjust? Like, how do you just continue doing the same thing? What's the definition of insanity? Continue and do the same thing and expecting a different result. The result never changed because they never changed what they were doing. I can't imagine starting this week in Pittsburgh, I can't imagine Micah Parsons is going to see a whole lot more one-on-ones continuously through 4 quarters.
Yeah, I agree with you. That's a great take. That's a great take. Let's move. You talked about Pittsburgh, so I do want to talk about this upcoming game, and we're going to be talking about it all week. What's your expectation for this week? Do you think LaFleur's comments about Aaron Rodgers? We're playing the Pittsburgh Steelers. He's just the quarterback of that team. Do you think his mindset is truly there, or do you think there is just that little nugget of like extra that is going to come with this game? What do you think about that?
Well, I think inside that locker room that consists of 2 or 3 guys that actually played with Aaron Rodgers now, Elton Jenkins, Rashawn Gary. I mean, Kenny Clark's gone. There's just nobody there played with him. I do think that it can be a modicum of a normal week to all these youngsters, but that's exclusive to them because to nobody else on the outside is this a normal week. This is Aaron Rodgers versus the Green Bay Packers, and that's a massive, massive matchup. And it's certainly Aaron Rodgers versus the Green Bay Packers to Aaron Rodgers. He remembers playing for the Green Bay Packers. This is going to be a special week for him. I do think this would be a heck of a win if they're able to go into Pittsburgh on a Sunday night. That defense has given up points on the road this year. It hasn't given up much at home. It helped the Seahawks to 17 points. It's been pretty good at home. And you've got a quarterback in Aaron Rodgers that I think knows how to beat this defense the way it's been playing. He is not going to hold on to the football. He is going to get rid of it. He is going to find his playmakers. It's not going to be like 6 sacks Jacoby Brissett like it was last week. So how do the Packers adjust defensively to the quick passing game is going to be a massive part of this deal.
Yeah, what do you think? Like, what adjustments?
That's Aaron's thing, right?
Yeah, exactly. What do you think Hafley, like, what is a mindset for a Hafley, if that is kind of the recipe? Like, how does he adjust to that? Do they play more man coverage? Are they trying to press at the line? Do you think, I mean, I don't know if you want to just press DK Metcalf, though, because he is a big physical wide receiver. So what do you think Hafley's adjustment is? Or do you just take that, just keep playing how you're playing and say, like, if someone wants to quick game us, we're going to tackle well, try to get off the field, might not get a lot of turnovers, but they are not going to score 20, 4+ points on us. What do you think Hafley's mindset is going into this week?
Yeah, it's interesting because Jeff Hafley last week made it very clear that if teams want to continue averaging 5.5 yards per pass on this defense, which is what was the season number going into Arizona, he's just fine with that. And let's be very clear about this. 5.5 yards per pass, which is obviously higher now, but 5.5 yards per pass is an elite number. It'd be not just the best in the NFL this season. It was the best since the 2009 New York Jets allowed 5.4 yards per pass. In 2009, New York Jets were the best defense in football. That is an elite number. So if that's what it's going to be, I think Jeff Hafley is just fine with that because, as he said, explosive plays win games. The lack of explosive plays makes it very, very difficult in this league to win games. If you want to talk schematics, and certainly any other week going forward after this week, the answer is just disguise the best you can, right? I mean, that's how you give your pass rush the best chances. Create some confusion on the back end, force the quarterback to hold it just that tick longer. Your pass rush gets home. The problem against Aaron Rodgers is good luck disguising anything. Like, Aaron Rodgers has seen it all. You want to talk about Joe Flacco's wealth and catalog of experience in this league? Aaron Rodgers is that tenfold, and he still can make any throw. I mean, there's not – if you watch Aaron Rodgers this season, He doesn't move like he used to. He's more immobile, but he can make any throw there is. The arm has not gone at all. It's still as talented of an arm as it's ever been. So disguising against this quarterback will be very difficult. I think it comes down to just winning your matchups. Like the coaches can do all they can to put the players in the best position possible, but at the end of the day, these players have to win their matchups against those receivers, secondary versus wideouts. That's going to be a big part of determining this game.
Yeah, you got something?
I started talking and my mic was off. Ryan Wood joining us here on the guest hotline powered by Gruber Law. Is Nate Hobbs terrible?
He had a really rough day in Arizona. I think it's fair to question whether Carrington Valentine needs more snaps. But Carrington Valentine had a really rough day in Dallas, too. So it's not like that's a foolproof way to fix that side of the field, which probably helps explain why Matt LaFleur, when asked that question on Monday, said that he expects Nate Hobbs to fully bounce back. You know, adversity is part of playing this league, especially at corner. Yes, he needs to be better. But they also brought him in to play perimeter corner. They paid him starting perimeter corner money on the free agent market. And I think it's going to take more than 1 week to wreck those plans. I think they are going to be more patient with him.
That's fair.
Ryan, I'm seeing our foes from the South on TV right now. So it just got my mind thinking. And I loved Mitch's concise question. Are the Chicago Bears a good team?
Ooh, that's a good question.
That's hard for me to go on the record and say that right now, because I feel like the Chicago Bears, every time you might start to entertain the idea, the possibility that they might be something resembling good, they show that they're not, and they're still the Chicago Bears. But they're a team that you can't take lightly, right? They've won 4 straight games. So any team in this league that's won 4 straight games is a team that you have to start taking somewhat seriously. It's premature for me to say that they're good. The reality in this conference, the Packers, number 1 seed, 4-1-1. Look behind them. It is loaded at 5-2. I mean, not just a few. There are several 5-2 teams. This is a loaded conference, which brings me back to the point of it's October. You shouldn't be playing your best ball in October. The Packers certainly are. The only point of October football games is to win them, to stack wins, which is what they're doing, what they need to continue to do this week. If you are a fan in the NFL who will only be happy seeing your team win by 3 touchdowns every week, this will be a miserable existence for you. That is not this league. This is a league of parity. It's a league designed for close games. Good teams win close games, as the Packers just did. Bad teams, like the Arizona Cardinals, lose 5 straight games by a combined 13 points. They're all close, but they don't know how to win because they're not a good team. All games are close. You have to just stack wins the best you can.
Man, that's a great point, Ryan. And now you've been covering football, covering the Packers for a long time. Like you're talking about these 5-2 teams, all that. Like this will separate here in the next 3 weeks or so.
After Halloween, you take the mask off,
injuries, right? Like who's healthy, which teams can stay healthy, and then adjust to those injuries. So do you are you always in that mindset? Like you just kind of hold on. Yeah, until like Tommy said, after Halloween, and then everything kind of will actually reveal itself for who are the best teams in this league. Is that kind of what your mindset is going on here for the next month or so?
Yeah, to your point, Mason, the NFC West is going to cannibalize itself, right? There's 3 5-2 teams in the NFC West. They're going to play each other. It's not going to stay that way. So now some years you have, like last year in the NFC North, you get 3 teams from a division in the playoffs. That can happen, but it will start to separate itself. What you want to do is play your best ball the second half of December on, right? Really after Thanksgiving. Once the calendar hits after Thanksgiving into December, you want to be playing your best ball. When you look at, especially this offense, Jaden Reed's coming back at some point. Christian Watson's coming back soon, if not this week, then next. I think the question for this offense is there is another gear that exists for this offense when all the playmakers are back. How high is that gear? Like, is it just a low bump that they get, or does it make a world of difference in terms of explosiveness when you have Christian Watson, Jaden Reed, when Matthew Golden has had another 6 weeks to 2 months of developmental time, when Tucker Kraft is even more firmly entrenched as a go-to target in this offense? how high is that ceiling? I don't know the answer to that yet. I think we're all going to be watching to see what that looks like as they progress.
Well, you just said the names. I mean, think about who are in those spots for Jaden Reed and for Christian Watson. You got Dontavian Wicks, Malik Heath. Like, we have not heard their names very much this year, right? For a team that spreads the ball around and takes those guys are not stepping up and taking over whenever Matthew Golden or Dobbs might be, getting locked up. So you just plug in Christian Watson, Jaden Reed back into that team, and now you have Christian Watson, Jaden Reed, Matthew Golden, Romeo Dobbs, Tucker Kraft as your 5 passing options. That sounds really good. And this team, so you watched the game last night, I'm assuming the Lions game, Lions-Tampa. And I said earlier in the show, this Packers team is built they need to win the division and they need to play home playoff games. I don't want to see them have to go through Detroit to get to where they want to go. Do you agree with that? And just talk about what the difference Detroit is at home versus playing on the road. I mean, obviously we saw them week 1 versus what they do at home. It's night and day difference.
Yeah, it's going to be a fascinating matchup on Thanksgiving when they go back into the Lions den, and we'll see how repeatable that week 1 performance is when they go to Detroit. Just look at how the Packers have played home and away this year, right? They haven't really been tested at home in 3 home games, and they've had to fight. They're 1-1-1 on the road, and they finally did win a road game. They finally also won by playing catch up, which I think was even more important for this team, because 5 straight games before Sunday, every single one of those, they opened with a double-digit lead before allowing a single point. So they've been playing from the lead the entire season. And then you are in a position where it's 13-3 late in the first half. You have to make a decision. Okay, 7 seconds left. Get in field goal range for a 61-yarder. Cut the deficit. Continue to chip away. An entirely different flow of the game, and they were able to get a win. Stacking that in the back of your mind for later in the season, that's very valuable. I do think that the Lions gave a great blueprint of how the Packers win the game this week. When I talk about winning matchups, right? Like, it didn't matter who they had. Like, they were completely depleted in their secondary, but they mauled a very talented, explosive Bucks passing offense because their players just won their matchups, their play style. And that's why coaches preach play style. Their play style is off the charts. That's what this Packers defense needs, especially on the back end again this week against Aaron Rodgers, is that type of play style, that type of just mauling mentality. If you bring that to Pittsburgh, you got a really good chance of leaving with the win. If you don't, Aaron Rodgers is going to carve you up.
Man, Ryan Wood, I appreciate you. It's always good having you on. And, this is going to be a fun, exciting week. So you heading out to Pittsburgh? You going to be out there?
Yeah, I'll be there. Mason, question for you. You got a 62-yarder in you right now? One
time, baby. Let's go.
I'm gonna CGI. I think you saw my post yesterday. I got the ball right here. I'm gonna CGI myself kicking it. Yeah, 62 yards just to make sure that record stays intact.
We should do a series of Mason reenacting the longest kick every week from a Packer and see if he can just keep doing it. See where it goes out. I got one for Ryan real quick here. We've been talking about failure a lot on this show, Ryan. Was the New York Mets season a failure?
Oh, that's just
wow. No. I mean, like I just want to gauge the interest of failure.
Was the Milwaukee Brewers season a failure? I'll throw it right back at you.
No, I don't think the Milwaukee Brewers season was.
The NLCS was, but the season wasn't.
Right.
Yes. My God, was the New York? Is the sky blue? Well, you have a $300 million plus payroll. You missed the playoffs with 83 wins. That is in the dictionary under the word failure. You have a picture of the 2025 New York Mets.
Oh, yes.
It's failure. It's a failure with a capital F.
Well, yesterday, Cal Rowley called the Mariners season a failure. Is that season a failure? If you don't win the World Series, is it a failure? And I know the Mets spent a lot of money and didn't make the playoffs, but I just wanted to gauge on where we're going with the failure topic.
Yeah, well, if the Packers don't win, if they don't go to the Super Bowl this year, is that a failure? I think that's a heck of a question because this is still a young team. The window doesn't close after 2025. The window's open the next few years at least, right? And yet, when you bring on Micah Parsons, you're signaling this is Super Bowl or bust. So I would have to think that, if you don't make the Super Bowl with Micah Parsons, with all the investments that you've made, Xavier McKinney, Josh Jacobs 2 years ago, Jordan Love third season, if you don't make the Super Bowl, that's a failed season.
This is the timing.
Oh,
yeah, it's just
there you
kind of
go.
how you build teams and then time it out. This is that year. So yeah, I'd agree with you.
All right,
Awesome.
guys, take care.
Yeah, really appreciate Ryan Wood
Thanks, Ryan.
joining the Mason Crosby show as he does every week. He's with the Green Bay Press Gazette. Check out all his stuff. Oh man, I love talking ball with Ryan. He's awesome.
Yeah, he knows his stuff, that's for sure. And it's not his fault he's a Mets fan. Like sometimes you're just born into.
I love that shade,
Yeah.
Tommy.
We were gauging
so
failure.
right. Yes,
we were
yes, we were.
gauging failure.
Speaking of gauging failure or lack thereof, I think we had a pretty good week. Pretty good week. Let's talk about our picks coming up. Of course, every week we pick all the games in the NFC North. We pick the Badger game, and then we, depending on how many games are left over, we have another bonus game, or we just pick our own game. Unfortunately for me, somebody decided to throw a 99-yard pick six on the last play of the first half and totally changed the game. like that game goes in as a 6-point game at halftime. I'm feeling pretty good about myself. As a 17-point game, that did not go the way it was supposed to go.
Not how
but we will look at our picks coming up when we come back. And then, of course, Mason's extra points at the very end. This is the Mason Crosby Show presented by Verizon, the official 5G network of the Green Bay Packers. Ryan Wood joined us on the guest hotline, powered by Gruber Law. One call. That's all. And welcome back to the Mason Crosby Show, presented by Verizon. My name's Mitch Nelles, a.k.a. Thunder. Tommy Wirtz here. Our thanks to Ryan Wood for jumping on from the Green Bay Press-Gazette. He was on the Gruber Law One Call, That's All guest hotline. The kicker in the building. Kicker, what's your hat today?
Black Wolf Run. I got it last week.
Yeah. How'd you shoot at Black Wolf Run?
Fresh.
Did you shoot?
78. Yeah.
Oh my God. Humble brag. That's great.
Well, I mean, you asked.
I know. That's a good day.
It was a good day. I started off really hot, and then kind of had a bad middle part of the round.
Was it one group or was it a whole outing or what was it?
It was one group.
One group. Yeah. Okay. Nice. Yeah. Very nice.
Just four of us. Beautiful day. Obviously, like Kohler, Black Wolf, all those spots, favorite places.
Of course.
Kohler, Wisconsin is a gym, and I mean, if I could. Yeah, if I could play one place for the rest, like one golf course for the rest of my life. And
would you get to live like at Kohler and go to all the different restaurants?
I'd like to live in a little cabin on the river at Black Wolf Run. Yeah, that'd be nice.
Sounds amazing.
I know,
dude.
right?
I love this. I love this.
Fall. Oh, yeah. So perfect.
Can I wait? I only love it if we can come visit.
Yeah, but no pumpkin spice lattes allowed.
I'll finish it in the car. I'll finish it in the car. I won't bring it with me. I'll bring you a peppermint mocha.
Oh, I hate that too. Oh my God.
I knew it. I knew
so
it.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah,
oh gosh.
I love them all. Drinks. I love them all. The only thing I don't like is hazelnut. Don't like hazelnut. Doesn't make sense to me.
I would get
is
a
it chocolate?
Flavor,
is it a nut? Is it what
is it?
Like why is Nutella hazelnut? But that's chocolate. But hazelnut's a nut. Like it doesn't make any sense to me.
Doesn't make sense.
It's schizophrenic, like Tommy Wirtz.
Oh yeah.
How do they call the different like nut milk? Like how do they call them milks? They're not milks.
Well, because
they just soak them. Like they just like. They don't like milk. They don't. You can't milk an.
You can milk an almond.
Oh,
you can milk an almond.
I mean, it looks this is going to be a very bad drop.
This
is going to be a bad.
I was going to say something. I was going to say a word.
He was going to say something.
I wasn't going to say anything.
I was going to say a word that I know is okay to say on the radio, but it still makes us feel weird.
All right,
and I'm not going to say.
Let's go to our picks.
Let's get to our picks. How'd we do this week, Tommy Wirtz?
I didn't make any ground. I don't think, but at least I had a better week.
No one made any ground this week, actually, because all three gentlemen at the top at 4-2 this week.
All right, it's a good week though.
Great week for us. Great week.
Stupid Alabama.
I feel like all of us, with the tip we got, would have probably, if we would have known, there would have been a 5-hour delay on travel. 6.5 would have been a weird number for everyone there, but we all get the loss in the Packer game. We all picked the Bears game correctly because they were playing the dumpster fire of a football team they have in New Orleans that they call the Saints right now.
Yes.
The Eagles and Vikings. The Eagles were only 2-point favorites in that one. Vikings kind of let that one slip away. It felt like they had some opportunities.
I think Philly was.
And 5.5 was the Lions spread yesterday, which I was the only guy rocking with Baker Mayfield. That was tough. The buns are burnt. The buns are burnt on the Baker right now. Walsall. What happened to Walsall?
I don't know. They needed it. They needed it. They're still top of the table, so we're okay. But that was like almost my Yannick center of the week. I was just like. Barrow's kind of down in the table. I was like, all right, I'm going to pick a true, like a good winner at home at Bescott Stadium there in Walsall, and they couldn't get it done. So, I'll jump on that one. I wish I had that one back.
And we all had a free square with Badgers plus 25.5. So
that was square.
I mean, that was a joke that was the spread of that game.
I thought they kept it closer than I thought they would.
Oh my God.
They kept it closer
than Ohio State.
I thought it was going to be 62-0.
Yeah, that was a close game.
Ohio State was like, we don't have to play. After Carnell Tate caught the first touchdown of the game, it was over. It was over.
Yes.
Like this, there is levels to this, and Ohio State on a different level than the Badgers. Yesterday, Sparky had gone through the letter from Chris McIntosh to the university or to the fans or whatever it was in his 3:00 segment, and I was listening, so I barged in.
Yeah, you did. I heard that.
We ended up sticking with that topic for an hour because everyone, people were fired up, Mason, and we talked, when we brought it up, talking about failure, like this is a failure right now in that letter. Mitch, I have a question too. Like, is that letter from Chris McIntosh just more like a goodbye as opposed to
it's a good buy.
Like, is that just like the most,
question.
We stand behind the 2025 Badgers?
Yeah,
like
2025.
Right. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, is that just like we're all getting fired and this is it?
I think it's more of a season's over. Stop paying attention to this season.
Yeah, let's just forget this.
We don't know if we're going to be here in the future, but that's what we're focused on. This season's over. 2 wins.
We made our decisions. We made our choices, and we're going to live with it for 2025.
Yeah. Apparently, there is some reports that there is going to be significant investments into this Badgers football program next year. And then when asked, Luke Fickell then responded if he was going to be a part of it. His answer was, I don't know. So that seems like dead man walking right there as well.
While Matt was sitting right next to him.
Yeah.
We talk about failure. And yes, the Badgers will be a failure more so than they are right now if they don't change their approach. Like, how much can you talk about NIL, like not spending in NIL, like having these issues because we can't compete with all these other teams, like, and then not going and changing your approach and philosophy. If you don't change your approach and philosophy, you are a failure, and you will be a failure until the end of time.
Preach.
So that to me is ultimate failure.
So insanity and failure hand in hand, it sounds like, in your mind, Mason.
Pretty much, yes. Yeah.
I
didn't even think of it that way.
Right.
Yes.
Expecting different results,
yeah,
right?
Doing the same thing. And yep, exactly. That's how failure truly happens.
So this week, I don't know, we'll look at our picks and we'll have all of them looking back forward, back on from there. But did you see the opening line, Mason, for Oregon in Oregon?
Wasn't it like 36 or something
34 and a half
34
in Oregon, a much more fair number, it feels like.
You feel like that's a more fair number.
Last week was free.
Oregon should be fine.
Last week was free. That 25 and a half against the best defense in the country. Mason, they haven't scored a touchdown in 11 quarters.
I know.
11 quarters. I don't even know the last time they scored a touchdown at Camp Randall. That was in the big house. Right. They scored that touchdown. Yeah, so
that's true.
That's
a good point.
This is a joke right now. It's
Packers
an absolute
starting
joke.
off at,
I was going to say,
minus 3.5. Is that where?
It's at 3.
At 3.
Yeah.
Okay.
What do you like? Do you think the Packers should be favored in Pittsburgh?
I think so.
You think so?
I do think the Packers are a better team than the Steelers. Steelers have looked weird at times, like just not looked great. I think in Pittsburgh, I think if it was in Green Bay, I actually think the Packers would be favored by almost a touchdown. Yeah.
So you're right. 3 points for home field advantage. Isn't that what they always say? Right.
Yeah. So I guess if that's like the norm, I'm still learning this, this betting line.
Relax.
Yeah.
So
we're here to help.
Yeah. Thank you. I think that's a good line. I mean, Packers should win this game, but Aaron Rodgers. So like this one's going to be a tough one to pick. I'm gonna do some soul searching on where I'm gonna go on.
Can I interest you in futures real quick on
I love futures.
Something?
Are you going football?
I'm going football futures.
Okay, because then I have a follow up after you go. You keep it football.
Who has better NFL MVP odds, Jordan Love or Aaron Rodgers, according to our betting odds, courtesy of the Potawatomi Sportsbook?
I would guess with that question, it's Aaron Rodgers.
It's got to be Love.
It is Jordan Love by a significant number. It's plus 2,500 for Jordan Love. It's plus 10,000 Aaron Rodgers. But do you know, here are the quarterbacks that have the exact same odds as Jordan Love to win the MVP this year. It is Dak Prescott at plus 2,500 and the Indianapolis Colts, Indiana, Danny Jones.
Indiana Jones.
Is that not insane? They're 6-1 now here, guys. Like, are they the best team in the NFL? Like, what's going on?
They're dominating everybody. I mean, Jonathan Taylor is having
unreal.
He's having a Saquon-esque year.
He's the leader in the clubhouse for offensive MVP because the MVP goes to a quarterback, and then offensive MVP often goes to the non-quarterback.
Yes, exactly.
That's so weird.
Mason, real quick for you.
Yeah.
Is there any way you would take almost 2-1 odds to take the Blue Jays in the World Series? Or are you just so convinced it's the Dodgers? Because you do get almost 2-1 odds.
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, I would take it. Yeah.
You would take it?
I'd put something on that.
It's plus 185 at Potawatomi.
Yeah,
the Dodgers
why
are minus 235.
Why not throw something on it? Just to nibble at the edges a little bit there.
Ohtani, an overwhelming favorite to win MVP, followed up by Vladimir Guerrero, then Freddie Freeman and George Springer.
Okay.
Makes sense.
I mean,
all those guys are really good.
I was hearing someone saying, like, would you pitch Ohtani like in all of those games?
Every game, just go Andy Ashby with him.
Yeah, exactly.
Just pitch first inning every game. His uncle's Andy Ashby. Relax, I'm old. Okay, he did play in Major Leagues for a lot longer than Aaron has.
Okay. Do you want me to save my trivia question for extra points, or do you want me to ask it now?
Why don't you do you want to ask it as we go to break, or will everyone look it up like while we're at break?
Yeah. Let me ask my trivia question. I was looking for something. Steelers, Packers. Being the big week here. And my trivia question for this week is who and how many who has the most MVPs not MVPs, most Hall of Famers between the Steelers and the Packers, and what are their numbers? Like what numbers are they at?
Okay. All right. So I'm trying to guess who has more MVPs.
Who has more MVPs? How many does each team have?
Yes. Got it. All right. I'll take
two storied franchises. Lots of Hall of Famers between the two organizations. So
nice.
Yeah. I was just looking at that and I was just wondering. So,
all right.
Got it.
And if when Aaron goes in the Hall of Fame, does he
probably goes in as a Jet.
Who does he get counted as, right? Like Jets would claim him probably.
Yeah,
they would put him on their list
just
to add to their numbers.
Last year. You had a good year last year.
Does every team you played for, do they have that option to say like you're a Hall of Famer for that team?
It would
do you have to decide which team you're going in as?
I love Aaron Rodgers, but he would troll it a little bit. Like he should go in as a 49er. That's what he should go.
That's
in
where
as.
I should have been.
Yeah,
yes,
right.
This is the Mason Crosby Show presented by Verizon, the official 5G network of the Green Bay Packers. Mason's extra points are next.
Let's do it.
What's on Mason Crosby's mind today?
Now I'm thinking.
It's time for Extra Points, powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook on the Mason Crosby Show with Mitch Nelles.
Tell me what's on your mind.
On the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network.
All right. Thanks for joining the Mason Crosby Show today. It's a wonderful Tuesday. Is it sunny there? It's beautiful here.
Are you okay right now?
It's overcast, bro.
Are you good? You didn't say, "Oh, what a great show."
Oh, what a great show it was. It was a great show.
I was waiting for the great show.
Is that what I say every time?
You say great show always, and I was like, right. "What is going on?"
I have my every time thing. Well, I was thinking about this trivia question. So before the break, before the extra points, I threw out this trivia question. If you want to jump on, if you looked it up, fine. But
if
you have integrity and didn't look it up, give your guess.
Yeah.
Which franchise between the Steelers and Packers has more Hall of Famers? Mm-hmm. This is players, coaches, executives.
Ooh,
what do you think?
I was not aware of coaches, executives being a part of it, but
I should have said Hall of Famers. I did all of
That's on me. That's on me. I'm pretty sure the Packers have the second most of all time behind Chicago. So I will guess that the Packers have more Hall of Famers. As far as the number of Hall of Famers they have, do they have 20? Do they have 25 Hall of Famers, Packers?
Okay.
Packers got to have the most.
All right, Mitch. Yeah. You think? All right.
Yeah.
So you're both right. Packers have more than the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Poop on you, Pittsburgh.
And the numbers are Packers have 34 between players, coaches, executives, and Steelers have 32. So it's pretty close.
Oh, that is real
close.
close.
I'm pretty sure the Bears have the most Hall of Famers of all time. I'm pretty sure that is the actual thing. So I do remember hearing that. And like the Packers probably get another one in there with Holmgren after this year, right?
Yeah,
I mean, that's a guy that's got to go in. And I guess Sterling just got in last year, right?
Yeah.
So that would have added one.
So that jumped. Yeah, so it's really close.
It is really close.
So, and here's another question I have for you regards to these two teams. Would you, like, if you look at their championships, would you put the Packers as a better franchise and, like, more championship because they have 13 championships, including like pre-Super Bowl, but the Steelers have 6 Super Bowls? What weight do you put there? Would you say that the Steelers are like a better franchise as far as championships and Super Bowls? And like, are those two different categories?
I will say that that's tough because
like how would you rank those franchises?
I think there's got to be some recency bias in the Super Bowl era.
100% Super Bowls mean more than World Championships.
Yeah.
I agree with you in that take. But the history that comes with Green Bay and the market and the origins of the Packers and the sustainability, I feel like that puts them over the top as an organization. I do think it's more impressive to have 6 Super Bowls as opposed to 13 World Championships.
But 4 Super Bowls isn't nothing.
4 Super Bowls is not nothing.
That's something.
No, but I will
should have been more.
I think it's more impressive what Green Bay has done in the NFL, especially with what it's become today. Oh my gosh.
Exactly. Well, it was a great show, fellas.
It was a great show.
Always awesome. Has streaming reached its max? That was my other question. I watched I Know What You Did Last Summer, the new one, and like they're just regurgitating things, and I'm tired of it. I think we've reached our max in streaming platforms. Nothing original.
Just create something new.
Something new.
Yeah.
That's what we want on the Mason Crosby Show. Thanks for joining us today.
Love that.
Mitch, close us out.
He's Mason Crosby. He's Tommy Wirtz. My name's Mitch Nelles, a.k.a. Thunder. I'll be here tomorrow. Mason's going human on us. He'll be back on Thursday. This has been the Mason Crosby Show, presented by Verizon, the official 5G network of our Green Bay Packers.